Good morning, viewers. You are tuned into Breakfast News. I am Maribel Bland. Let's get straight to the top headlines this morning. Meghalaya launches Mission Clouded Leopard, a flagship conservation program for the state animal. Cattle transporters protest alleged entry fee at Birnihat. Digital accessibility program held in Shillong. Unrest continues in Pakistan-occupied Kashmir. More than 50 people have been killed. Qatar backs efforts to ease US-Iran tensions with regional mediators. Now let's move on to see what's happening closer to home. Meghalaya Chief Minister Conrad K. Sangma has launched Mission Clouded Leopard, a flagship conservation program for the state animal, on the occasion of International Clouded Leopard Day. The initiative focuses on habitat protection, scientific research and wildlife monitoring and community participation to safeguard the vulnerable species. Preliminary scientific assessments have identified 21 individual clouded leopards in the Balpakram landscape, with surveys now being expanded across the state to support long-term conservation efforts. Cattle transporters and truck owners yesterday staged a protest at the Birnihat vehicle entry point, alleging that cattle-laden vehicles were being forced to register and pay an illegal entry fee before being allowed to pass. The protesters urged the government to immediately stop the alleged collection, saying it was affecting their livelihoods, while clarifying that they support lawful livestock health inspections. They later said all detained vehicles were allowed to pass without paying the fee or completing the entry process.
Kali ba entry kilag, kiba entry kimlag. Sanam takas ni la pekmat stus ne, bag kali kiba entry kimlag, kiba entry kilag. Pagkatar ni hab entry kataka high level ka basim 100,000 ka. Nakaliang gi driver gilaut, naki malikit do gilaut bagi mla mesti kataka 100,000. Bangsi bangin at yami gamne bangin pensay yapi gipaiba bandin sunay lang kumyangi gibabala malakas ngi ba kan kajing siem pisa 100,000 kalau adon jing yangi gitray gali bad driver bad gitray mar ong ka sarkar babuk sa ka entry point yang na bangin check kot sela salum ka pisa mo ngilaan penbiang kot sela ngilaan penbiang ikot sela jing don kam ka sarkar mo dagila penbiang entry point jaga check ngilaan penbiang kot sela isu sulungok kay balik kita kahil level kadang tak ribuai dah. Balik kemudian di station long. Eastern Kia. West Kasihil. Balik kemudian dah. Kadang tak ribuai dah. Sebelum nak katakan. Kadang lang berok away. Kami kalian ngimdon dito. Ngimdon dito. Ki ang bawa kita kamar kelik cabang lah. Ki I proof tinggi kelik bulan. Ngi kelik cabang itu kali lekat dah.
Sebelum bang penhap po lain kuat. Penhap seluang penhap mengap.
Ada jenjarang. Kami ke kamar macam ada kamar macam balik itu kelar lagi. Kamu tidak ada kilap untuk kelar tengah real jalan. Ada tengah lebih mas 90,000 ada ke high level. Tapi entry level ke sana ajar ke truk 1,000 pika. Mencuang ilik ngaduk nang ne ribu hai kaduk celang 1,000 ka ngilot. Ada tengah ribu hai mata 1,000 ngilot. Ya, tapi ke ini orang Assam. Ibu kali ni aman yo nang ada lang betul kamay ki betul. Hasto bakata kalong bean dah hang senang ke. Suk senang ke. Ngir indu, makir indu. Subam suk maki ha mangi to stomangi.
The National Health Mission Meghalaya yesterday observed World Breastfeeding Week at Nongpo Civil Hospital to promote awareness on the importance of exclusive breastfeeding during the first 6 months of a child's life. Ribhoi Deputy Commissioner Dr. Abhishek Saini, who inaugurated the program, urged health officials to strengthen awareness campaigns for new mothers and emphasize the need for proper care and timely health care services for pregnant women and newborns.
Ensuring that the breastfeeding starts within the first hour of birth. So I would, from my side, I would urge all of you that whenever you get a chance to interact with the mothers, with the families, you should always tell them about the benefits of breastfeeding. Because what we see is many times there are so many misconceptions regarding breastfeeding, and especially exclusive breastfeeding, that they start the complementary feeds very soon, they start giving formula feeds, or they start giving some sort of recipes or things recommended by the traditional attendants and the traditional birth attendants. So all those things you have to tell them that they are not to be given, and that for the first 6 months breast milk is the complete food. So this message should always go from your side. And as I have always emphasized, the IIT Bombay project also, regarding which I am always after doctor and all the DPMs and BPMs and all, that is a very good project. Their focus is on breastfeeding, how to teach the mothers, everything is there. So we really need to push that project.
Sensitization program on assistive technology and digital accessibility for government employees was held in Shillong. Advisor to the Meghalaya government, Paul Lyngdoh, stressed the need for inclusive workplaces and greater use of technology for persons with visual impairment. Treasure Labs showcased its Kibo accessibility solution, which enables users to independently access printed and digital documents through audio. Here's a detailed report.
In order to promote an inclusive workspace for employees with visual impairment, a sensitization program was organized by the Meghalaya government with the help of Treasure Labs Private Limited, Bangalore. The workshop demonstrated various assistive technologies and digital accessibility tools that can be used by the government employees with visual impairment. Rishabh Shakhapur, Business Development Executive at Kibo by Treasure Labs, informed that Kibo provides accessibility solution designed to help people with blindness, low vision, visual impairment and language barriers access different forms of content independently. He said the technology enables users to access books and official documents just like anyone else.
It is an accessibility tool that helps people with low vision, people with visual impairment, people with language barrier and people with dyslexia access any form of content independently, right? So being able to access a book just as any sighted individual is. Let's say I want to read a Harry Potter book, and a visually impaired student or individual should be able to read the same Harry Potter book on his own, right? So this is the agenda, this is the vision that we're trying to achieve.
Addressing the gathering, advisor to the Government of Meghalaya Social Welfare Department, Paul Lyngdoh, stressed the importance of creating an inclusive work environment and leveraging information and communication technology (ICT) to make government services and workplaces more accessible to persons with disabilities.
The creation of the Hasi code of living reminds each one of us that there are a lot of people with perfect eyesight but no vision, and that there are people with limited or no eyesight but with a grand vision. I think in that context, we should ask ourselves who are differently able, who are visually challenged.
Congratulating the organizers, Lyngdoh said the initiative would help the state government build a more inclusive ecosystem through the use of assistive technology and digital accessibility. The workshop had the visible effects as one of the visually impaired government employees attending the program expressed optimism about the initiative. He said they were excited about the introduction of Kibo and hoped it would be installed in government departments to help visually impaired employees perform their duties more efficiently. He added that the technology would not only benefit government employees but would also be useful for every person with visual impairment by enabling them to access documents independently and carry out their work with greater ease.
Actually, we are excited. Our work will be in. I think we can perform our work very well, by introducing this keyboard in our department.
Technology adoption can make disabilities disappear and empower those who earlier remained at the margins. The adoption of assistive digital technologies for visually impaired by the government of Meghalaya is just a step in this direction. This will pave the way for larger technology adoption by the Vyangjan. Bureau Report, DD News, Meghalaya.
Now let's move on to the regional news. Assam Chief Minister Himanta Biswa Sarma visited flood-affected areas in Sivasagar district to review the flood situation and inspect ongoing relief operations. Describing the devastation as unprecedented, he said the government is making every effort to ensure proper rehabilitation and rebuilding of all affected areas. Broadening our lens across the country, here are the stories. Parliament has passed the Registration of Births and Deaths Amendment Bill 2026 with the Rajya Sabha approving it yesterday after it was earlier passed by the Lok Sabha. The bill, moved by Minister of State for Home Nityanand Rai, seeks to strengthen provisions for delayed registration of births and deaths and promote timely reporting of these vital events.
महोदय मैं प्रस्ताव करता हूं move that the bill be passed. The question is that the bill be passed. Those in favor will please say aye. Those against will please say no. I think the ayes have it. The ayes have it. The ayes have it. The bill is passed.
India has dismissed the so-called local election in Pakistan-occupied Jammu and Kashmir as a complete farce, saying they cannot conceal the ground reality of public protests and continued violence. External Affairs Ministry spokesperson Randhir Jaiswal alleged that at least 90 civilians have been killed since June in an ongoing crackdown by Pakistani forces and accused Pakistan of attempting to manufacture legitimacy through a hollow electoral exercise.
This so-called local election in Pakistan occupied Kashmir is a complete farce. The real happening is that of public protests and wanton killings by the Pakistani forces. Such hollow exercises cannot hide reality. Since June this year, at least 90 civilians have lost their lives in the continuing crackdown. Many more have been injured, as you have seen. The Pakistani establishment has answered public discontent with bullets, blackouts, intimidation and repression, and now seeks to manufacture legitimacy through a hollow electoral exercise. It must be held accountable, and the world should see through the veneer of Pakistan's hypocritical lecturing on human rights.
Now let's shift the focus at the global stage. Unrest continues in Pakistan-occupied Jammu and Kashmir, with the Joint Awami Action Committee alleging that Pakistani forces opened fire and used tear gas against unarmed civilians in Bagh district. The group also claimed that security personnel set motorcycle ablaze in Muzaffarabad. According to reports, more than 50 people have been killed and hundreds injured in the recent crackdown on protesters across the region. Qatar has said diplomatic efforts are intensifying to resolve the ongoing US-Iran conflict, with regional mediators including Oman working to facilitate negotiations and exchange proposals between the two sides. While no direct talks are underway, Qatar expressed optimism that an agreement could be reached soon. Meanwhile, tensions remain high after a cargo ship was struck by an unknown projectile in the Strait of Hormuz, leaving one crew member missing.
and backed by. We say we're talking. If we're not talking, when you ask me, no, we're not talking, I'll say it. But we are talking right now. We're talking, and we're talking at the request of Iran, backed by Saudi Arabia, backed by UAE, and backed by Qatar in particular, but others also. Many countries called. The leaders of many are friendly with a lot of them, almost all of them, one way or the other, and they all wanted to give this a last chance. This is a last chance. This is not something that, if it doesn't happen, this is a last chance for them to sign a good document. Yeah, please.
Let's check at the latest in the world of sports. Sport Minister Mansukh Mandaviya felicitated India's Glasgow Commonwealth Games medalists in boxing, judo and para-athletics at a special ceremony. Congratulating the athletes for their achievements, he presented cash rewards of Rs 30 lakh each to gold medal winners and 20 lakh rupees each to silver medalists in recognition of their outstanding performances and contribution to Indian sports. Now let's take a look at the weather updates. First, let's take a look at the weather report in Tura. Minimum temperature 22 degrees Celsius, maximum temperature 30 degrees Celsius. The relative humidity is 83%, rainfall 3.4 millimeter. Moving on to Shillong, minimum temperature 15 degrees Celsius, maximum temperature 24 degrees Celsius. The relative humidity is 85%, rainfall 24.4 millimeter. Meanwhile, in Jowai, minimum temperature 16 degrees Celsius, maximum temperature 24 degrees Celsius. The relative humidity is 88%, rainfall 2 millimeter. And the forecast in Tura, Shillong and Jowai says heavy rain with thunderstorm likely to occur at many places. Before we wrap up the news bulletins, let's take a look at the headlines once again. Meghalaya launches Mission Clouded Leopard, a flagship conservation program for the state animal. Cattle transporters protest alleged entry fee at Bernihan. Digital accessibility program held in Shillong. Unrest continues in Pakistan-occupied Kashmir. More than 50 people have been killed. Qatar back efforts to ease US-Iran tensions with regional mediators. And that completes a priority coverage this morning. Thank you for tuning in and stay informed online and throughout all our digital platforms. This is Mirabel Bla signing off and have a wonderful day ahead.